So Ed, I wanted to go into something with you that I'm very interested in. I'm very excited for. In 2017, we went to Bozeman, Montana for the Red Pill Expo, the first Red Pill Expo, and it was an incredible event. You had so many incredible speakers, so many incredible people that just came to watch, to learn. What we found was there were people that had taken certain red pills and other people that have taken other red pills, and they sat down and they taught each other what they've been red pilled on, and kind of just, it's like a mind boost. It's something that I thought was just so incredible to watch. You know, you have Christopher Monckton, then you have Richard Gage and Joel Salatin at the last one. It was just incredible because people are circulating this information that they aren't as much prone to. Well, now we have the 2018 Red Pill Expo, which is taking place in Spokane, Washington, June 21st to 23rd. I'm looking very much forward to it. Ed, can you go into what you expect from the 2018 Red Pill Expo?
Well, thank you for that. That's been primarily what's occupying most of my time the last month, is in preparation for that event. And I agree with you. It's going to be really something special. Of course, the last year was too, but we're building on that experience. And I think that you summarized it pretty well. People sit down who have taken a red pill of one kind, and they teach each other and they share these experiences. So what's this red pill? There are probably a few people watching this that don't know what that's about. I get some blank looks once in a while, but most people know that it dates. This dates back to a sci-fi movie called The Matrix. I guess it's almost 20 years old now. And in the film The Matrix, the idea was that if you took the red pill, it would wake you up. You could see reality, sometimes pretty harsh, but at least it was real. Whereas there was a blue pill, which put you back to sleep and you were living in an illusion. And although it was very pleasant, you were not leading a real life. And so the challenge in the movie was to take the red pill and break away from the control of the entity that was trying to keep you in a state of illusion and so forth. So the idea is take the red pill and break out of the illusions and see life the way it really is. Well, it's not a bad analogy because, you know, when we look around us, it seems like the most important elements in our lives, our health, our political environment, our economy, everything, even our ideas of what is right and wrong. All of these things, when you look at them, my gosh, there are hidden interests involved. There are hidden agendas. People in powerful positions have an advantage to convince us that reality is something else. In other words, we're living under an illusion that deliberately put before us so that we will accept a condition that we would not accept if we really understood the reality of it. Well, you can imagine how that applies to so many aspects of our lives, especially today, where we have so much fake news and fake history and everything. There are forces that are battling for control of our minds. They're trying to engineer our opinions by twisting information to us. So we'll come up with outrageous, indignant positions on this, that, and the other thing. Did you hear what this person did and what a bad person he was and so forth? And then we find out later, oh, wait a minute, it was the other way around. That was a twisted story and so forth. You go on and on and on. So all of us have taken the red pill on many different things. But we get the feeling, most of us, that we're all alone. I mean, how many people see it as I do? And sometimes you tell people about the truth of what's going on. Let's just pick one of many about vaccinations, for example. You have the audacity to say that vaccines cause more damage than they help. What kind of an outrageous statement is that? And people don't want to hear that, because if that's true, that they've been fooled. They've been living in an illusion, very carefully orchestrated illusion. I just pulled that out of thin air. There must be 100 like that. So people like us, I know you're in the same boat. We have taken a lot of red pills, and we get the feeling sometimes that we're all alone. And people look at us like, huh, what kind of a tinfoil hat do you have on? You know, they never heard that before. And they didn't hear that before. And it wasn't in schools. It wasn't on the news. It wasn't in the movies. It wasn't in the newspaper. Therefore, you don't know what you're talking about. So you get the feeling that you're all alone. And the whole I think the primary value of the Red Pill Expo is for people who have taken red pills of one kind or another to come together and realize that, wow, we are legion. Actually, we are the majority. We just didn't know it. They won't let us meet each other. We send a letter to the editor, it never gets published. We make a comment on a Twitter or a Facebook comment, it gets cut off. So nobody knows that there are more of us out there than they want us to know. So the whole idea, as I conceived it originally, was that this was a place, a gathering place for people who knew that there was something wrong, and that we just have this feeling we have to do something about it. So it was a place to come together, to meet each other, to make contacts, to learn more about things that we never dreamed were going on. And it's invigorating, I can tell you that. People just don't want to go home. I know you've been to meetings, and they have to practically push you out the door because the janitor's ready to clean the place up, and they can't get you out the door. Well, this is the kind of a thing we had last year, and I know we're going to have it again this year. We have a great lineup.
Well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. That's exactly what happened last year. I remember as everyone was outside eating, and they're kind of clearing out the hall after the event was finished, people were hanging out in the hallway, and there were literally janitors going, okay, can you please move out? We need to clean up the place. There's an event tomorrow. People just didn't want to leave. So it's one of those kinds of events where, you can go up to anyone in the crowd, no matter how much of a stranger they are, and talk with them and have a conversation. And that's something that most of us are not used to in our everyday life. Ourselves up here in Canada, yourself down there in California, the majority of people don't exactly think like us, but to be able to get together with these people, have a conversation with complete strangers, get a plan underway, understand what's going on and what we can do about it, and then leave out the door at the end of the event, and not just go, okay, time to go home and go to my job, but actually have a plan, have an idea, be able to upgrade your vision of what the future should look like. And I think that's a really amazing thing.
Yeah, and also, really push you to that next level of participation. Maybe you were, on the sidelines, you were just angry at what's going on. And that's happened to a lot of us. That's how we all started, with this. We knew that kind of something was wrong. We got, a little bit involved, like we're talking to people about, but then people will get stepped to the other level. I'll have to talk about my experience with Freedom Force, because that's where it spurred out of Freedom Force International at the first Congress. I remember coming there, Josh, and it was really amazing. We met a lot of like-minded people, and then suddenly, start talking about the future and everything. I was lucky to get involved with Ed, and it's just been a ride since then. But what that did to me was I went back to Winnipeg. It's like, hey, who can I talk to here? Who can I meet? Who can I start something up with here? And then, of course, I researched and found Winnipeg Alternative Media, which is Josh's former where it all started. And then I went up to him at Monsanto, usually a leftist conference, and I said, do you like free markets, Josh? And then that's how all this, World Alternative Media have, to become. So it really could push people into that next level of participation as well. They get really excited and really starts to do and take action, and we need more of those people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that individual action that you're talking about there, because now we reach as many as 500,000 people in a week at some points, and that all just came from John working with Freedom Force International, going to a meeting and then researching who was in town that wants to talk, and being able to get that going in all of our communities is really crucial. But Ed, can you go into some of the speakers that are going to be speaking at the Red Pill Expo this year?
Well, yeah, there's so many of them, and some of them are big headliners, like Robert Kiyosaki, for example, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Lord Monckton from the UK is going to be back again. He's a great entertainer, but his brain is filled with information and factual data. It just blows you away. We'll have Del Bigtree, who's the producer of the movie Vaxxed. He'll be there talking about how his movie was made and the things he discovered, and that's a big red pill, to tell you the truth. And on. I got a whole big list. We have about 30 different, some of them are big, some of them are not. I just did an interview, by the way, and put it in my computer about half an hour before we started this program. Got a message from Carl Tykrib. I never knew about Carl, but he's quite a student and a researcher on these forces to dehumanize human beings. Never thought about it that way, but there are, like transhumanism and artificial intelligence and manipulation of theology and things like that, where you're dealing with the biological and psychological characteristics of the human being that make them distinctly human. And yet there are people out there that have a definite war against that because they don't like humans being distinctly human. They think that humans need to be changed and improved according to their plan, you see. They think that humans should be re-engineered to serve their ideas more than the way we were born. And so he's really locked onto that. And if you're looking for a red pill, there's going to be a great one.
I'd also like to mention Jeanette Finnicum, who is, of course, Lavoy Finnicum's widow. She'll be speaking there again. Last year, it was unbelievable, the speech that she made. Everyone in the room teared up. And then, of course, there's Cynthia Mckinney, who has been a huge powerhouse. She will be speaking. John?
Yeah, and then, of course, we got to not mention the Lavoy documentary that's going to be aired. I believe it's a premiere at the Red Pill Expo. Isn't that right, Ed, as well?
That's right. The documentary on the murder, I call it the murder of Lavoy Finnicum, is called Lavoy, Dead Man Talking. And I've seen the previews of it, and it's really dynamite. And yes, that will have the world premiere of that documentary will be Thursday night. That's the night before our expo opens the next morning. Most people will be there Thursday night. We have a reception there, so those who, if you're planning to come, don't miss the premiere. First time it will have been shown anywhere in the world on Thursday evening.
Absolutely. And we, of course, are going to be there. World Alternative Media is going to be there. Dan Dix of Press for Truth is coming out. We're talking with Luke from We Are Change, who wants to come out and report on it too. So if you're fans of those guys, make sure to come out. And our coupon code is Sigurdson, Sigurdson. You can save some money on your tickets by typing that in when you buy tickets. I think it's going to be an incredible event. I really hope to see many of you watching there. I know last year I bumped into so many people that watched our videos, and it's so good to talk to so many of you in person and get to know you guys, and it's a great event. Finally, Ed, can you explain just your bottom line? Why should people come out to the Red Pill Expo?
Well, I think the slogan of the expo answers the question. Because you know something is wrong. Now, if you're the right kind of a person, if you know something is wrong, you'll have this drive, this instinct, this compulsion to do something about it. Not everybody responds that way. There are a lot of people, I'm sorry to say, a lot of people out there, if they know something is wrong, they just say, oh, well. If they see some garbage on the street, they just walk by and say, somebody dropped the garbage there. But there's some of us, if we see a beer bottle, let's say, on the side of the curb, we'll pick it up. Why? Because it's wrong to have a beer bottle sitting there on the side of the street. I used to take my boys hiking up in the Sierra Nevada mountains when I was in better shape to climb those mountains. And we had a little contest. Whoever picked up the most trash on those trails up in the mountains would get a reward when we got down. Well, our boys got into the habit of looking for cigarette butts and beer cans and things like that. And you find a lot of them, unfortunately, up on the trails, up in the pristine wilderness in the Sierra Nevadas. But the point is that we feel that this is wrong. We have to do something about it. And so we are the ones. If America and Canada and the free world, if free men everywhere are going to recapture their liberties, we are the ones that are going to have to do it. Why? Because we know something is wrong and we have to fix it. So if you respond to that kind of an impulse, when you see what's happening to your liberties, to your security, to your privacy, You see the injustices that are happening around the world, and you want to do something about it. That's why you should come to the Red Pill Expo. That's why. Not only will you learn more about what needs to be done, you will pick up some great tools and ideas as to how to solve the problem. And most importantly of all, you will meet others of like mind, and you will go back with contact information and phone numbers. And you will go back to your local communities as you guys have done, and you will find others of like mind. And you will build little campuses of what we call Red Pill University in your local communities. We can change the world, but we have to start at the bottom and build up. And the place to start is Red Pill Expo.
Absolutely. Education is key to that change that you wish to be. I really appreciate you going into this with us today, Ed. We will be seeing you there, and we hope to see the rest of you there at the Red Pill Expo 2018, Spokane, Washington, June 21st to 23rd. You can find the link for tickets and for more information below the video, as well as in the comments. Don't miss it, and we'll see you there. Thanks again, Ed. This is Josh Sigurdson, John Sneisen, and G. Edward Griffin signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.
Like what you see here, WAM? Don't forget to check the links below. GoFundMe, Patreon. We can't do it without you. Any donation is very much appreciated, especially as we are so overwhelmingly demonetized and censored by YouTube as the ADL comes in and flags all of our content as hate speech. Also, check our Bitcoin address in the description as well as on the screen for you to scan if you please. And also find us at steemit.com at Josh Sigurdson, the future of social media, where you get paid in the upvote of your post in Steem, the cryptocurrency. And also find us at the Red Pill Expo, which we have a reference link for below in the description and the comments as well. Hosted by G. Edward Griffin, amazing speakers coming out to speak this year. Don't miss it. It's in Spokane, Washington, June 21st to 23rd. We hope to see you there. But until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.